When was that
Yeah.
retconned?
In Enterprise, when it's discovered that the females actually control the men with their
That was
pheromones.
revealed in the original.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That was
Which I thought
revealed in the
was
original
interesting.
series as well.
Look, I don't mind that. Put that in Star Citizen. I'm cool with that. I'll be fine. I'll
I'll be
thrive.
nominated.
I'll thrive, dude. I'll be all right. Y'all do you.
The thing is, though, now that you say that, I can't unsee it. You're absolutely right.
The reclaimer. Let's talk about that first, because I was going to go in a totally different direction.
You can make as much money as you need and work your way towards any ship in the game.
They were trying to cash in off of that nostalgia and that hype.
Welcome to World News Today, where we talk about all the horrific things happening in the world today. I'm your host, Jar Jar Jabroni.
And I'm Tav. And we're not doing that, right? We're not doing any of that? Nope.
Oh,
Tav?
we're going to talk about all the world things happening. You betcha.
Yes, in Stanton.
If Stanton is okay, never mind. I'm not going to do it. Oh God, we got so close.
Okay, all right. That was like, how far are we going?
No, we're not going to do it. Because that's not what this show is about. This show is Open Comms Radio, your Star Citizen call-in show. We're here today. We're here every week, just about. We take some days off in the summer, but we're here for you, and we're hanging out with our buddies, and we're hanging out, hopefully sometimes with strangers. Well, Tab, be more welcome. What are you talking about? I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but we want it to happen.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
We would be stoked. Everybody. If you join the Discord, you come on in when we're live Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. If you're in the middle of the country, just do the math.
Yeah, or give your thoughts and write them in the Discord, and we'll try to parrot them.
If you're in Europe, it's like midnight. No, it's like 3 a.m. So if you're in Europe, we would like you to come and wake up early, or just stay up all night. I know a lot of you are sociopaths. You don't want to get some sleep, and you'd love to call in and let us know, what you think about a video game.
Speaking of which, what were you thinking about this video game?
I was thinking so much about this video game, Tav. Thank you for asking. I was thinking all week about this video game, actually.
Go on.
I've been diving into the sci-fi. I've been playing a little Stellaris. I've been watching some sci-fi movies. I watched a really good movie this week. Superman. You may have heard of it.
Yeah. See,
I don't know.
News.
See, we need another show to talk about these kinds of nonsensical things. It's like, dude, it's a Superman movie.
Definitely, we need another show. That would be. So we gotta stay in our lane. We gotta stay in our lane. We got a little tiny,
Me seeing the entertainment news, the entertainment media, because there's like wars going on. They can cover those things, but no, they're gonna talk about Superman and how woke it is and this and that, whatever. So I was like, okay, I have to go see Superman now. And by the way, I'm a big DC Superman fan. Everything that James Gunn did, every decision James Gunn made for this movie was the right decision.
That's a glowing review.
Let me tell you something. Okay, you've seen Nathan Fillion dressed as Guy Gardner with that blonde bowl cut, right?
Yeah, the guy doesn't have many bad roles. I mean, he's usually pretty.
Because he's a perfect specimen.
Yeah, he's pretty. He's comical.
His jawline is superb, and he by the way, if you're a DC fan, he's played the Green Lantern for 20 years now, He's played different variations on the Green Lantern.
What? In what media?
In the cartoons. So he's been the Green Lantern. They did like a whole New 52 series throughout like basically from like, I don't know, 2008, 2007 until like yesterday. And he's been the Green Lantern throughout all of them. So those of us who are big fans know him as, but it's a different Green Lantern. He plays Hal Jordan. It doesn't matter. His bowl cut, choosing Nathan Fillion, the direction I think they're going to take with Guy Gardner as the Green Lantern. I think I know what he's doing. I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone. Anyway, it's all perfect. Putting Hawk Girl in it.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's good to. I'm happy you enjoyed the movie. I haven't seen it. I'd like to, but I'll probably wait until just because
Yeah. Cheap. Well, the reason I bring it up is not only because it's an epic, beautiful movie that you should go see, Superman, but it's a sci-fi. It's very sci-fi. Like Superman's an alien, and he comes from another planet, and he lands on Earth. And yes, that does, that he's fleeing the destruction of his planet. That does make him a refugee. We don't need to go into it. But it's a sci-fi kind of trope, isn't that? That's also like a mythos trope of like humanity.
It's a superhero movie, yeah. I mean,
no, but I mean the trope of like the baby who's like it's like Moses was sent down the river in a basket. This is the very same thing. Goku has the same Dragon Ball Z, same trope.
We gotta put this on another show. Like this is I feel like we're off. I see what you're saying, but it's still a superhero. It's superheroes. I mean, it's like Hercules. I mean, come on. I mean, it's like its own vein. I wouldn't call it a.
Well, there are other. Listen, there are other sci-fi tropes in the Superman movie.
Oh, okay.
Right. And there are some sci-fi tropes that I'd love to see in Star Citizen, and some that maybe I wouldn't want to see in Star Citizen. Okay.
Okay. All right. I see. Now I see where you're going with this. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, long story short, guys, if you haven't seen Superman, watch Superman. Make up your own mind, but just know that it's perfect. The script is tight. It is a perfect movie. And anyone who disagrees, we will start a whole new show. If you disagree, put it in the comments. We will start an entirely new YouTube channel. And so I can scream and yell at you about how wrong you are, and about how Superman's the perfect movie. But
it sounds like it would be a more popular YouTube channel.
We'd get more views. Let me tell you something, Tav. I just checked today. We have dozens of listeners.
I'm shocked.
Dozens. We have about 10 or so on the Spotify.
Oh, nobody cares, Bob. We gotta up these numbers. I think we need to radically change some stuff here, or at least let's try some stuff. I'm excited. Yep. Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, well, how do you recommend we improve the show?
Oh, I just think we're doing it. I think I do think every gathering for this, ceremoniously for our Star Citizen patches is kind of fun. We even run out of stuff to talk about all the time, which is fun too.
Well, not this week, baby.
Hey, not this week. So
I've been playing Star Citizen quite a bit. Not as much as I normally do.
Sometime from inside the verse at some point. I had a great amount of fun doing that. I thought that was
don't spoil.
Well, I mean, I don't know, frankly, I'm a little, between you and me, I'm a little wormed out, but
because of Dune?
Maybe it is just everywhere.
Because everyone's putting worms in everything?
I was more so thinking like when you dump, God knows how many rounds of FS9 ammo, and you're out there. I don't know.
Oh, you mean
anyway, moving on. Moving on.
Wormed out. Yeah. Yeah, I'm wormed out
but
as well.
I think it will change. A lot of people have this take. It will change when they go to a new event. or the new thing happens, and this stays, because I've noticed having those little guns that's on the building. When those work, little turrets things like those, the stationary turrets. Yeah, I think that's a lot of fun, and I think it helps a lot too. So maybe it's just me, but
no, I'm with you.
Let's bring another perspective. Unless you want to keep on, I do like your whole theme of like, what is that where you wanted to go, like sci-fi movies, or do you want to talk?
Well, this week's question is, what's your favorite sci-fi trope you'd like to see in Star Citizen? Yeah? Pretty straightforward. So, Tav, real quick, before we bring in our caller here, what is your favorite sci-fi trope that you'd like to see in Star Citizen?
Me?
No, the other Tav.
Oh. I mean, I would just say the little alien, the Half-Life, the head crab.
What?
The head crab. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Like,
is that a trope?
Yeah. Well, it's in Half-Life and in Aliens, and yeah, I would say it's pretty. Little tiny alien runs around on the ground and like just jumps for your head.
So in the entire lexicon of sci-fi, you want man with crab head.
Oh. Yeah, it gets like running around in the gutters or something. Like
yeah. But in Alien, it's like it's not a crab. It's more of like a. Isn't it like a spidery?
It's a little more. Yeah, it's a little more intimidating. Yeah, it's a little
less crabby
spider.
But if you really want the face sucker to be a crab, in the Suicide Squad, it was in DC. It's starfish, and it sucks your face. Did you see that? Did you see those?
Okay, no, I don't think I did. But that's probably another evidence of the trope.
Tav, I have to take you on a journey. We're gonna do a different show. We're gonna do a DC sci-fi journey. But today we're gonna focus on Star Citizen, and we've talked.
Do you want to do you want to give what your favorite trope is, or you want to do that at the end?
Oh, I'll just say, I want to see and we've kind of had this, but I like the corporate, big sci-fi corporation research goes awry thing. And Star Citizen has done this a little, like with the worm, kind of a little bit, but I want to see more in terms of the investigation side. You just happen upon some facility and you start picking up audio logs. Maybe you read a note. Dune does this.
Maybe
not Dune. Doom.
Wayland Yutani written on the side there.
Oh well, Dune does. Dune does do this. You're right. It's everywhere. It's all over the place. It's in video games throughout Fallout with all the that kind of
big bag of that.
Yeah, but that's also not consistent repetitive MMO gameplay. But we can dive more into that with our next caller, who I know has a pretty good take. He's been on the show before. Our resident hobo, our resident leaker, Cosmic Hobo. Welcome to Open Comms Radio, your Star Citizen call-in show. Thank you for calling in today.
Howdy.
Howdy,
welcome
sir.
Back.
So today's question is, what's your favorite sci-fi trope you'd like to see in Star Citizen?
I had one right off the top of my head when you first posed that question earlier today. It is the covert organization recruits you. So you know how this happens
Dig it.
all the time. Think Section 31 from Star Trek. Take your pick throughout every single sci-fi movie, action flick, whatever. There's this secret government organization, and there is one already in Star Citizen that very few people know about and might have played a role in a recent event. But I'll get to that. But the idea is that you get recruited by the secret organization to do secret things for the government.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to see.
Men in Black style.
Yeah, it's a trope, it's a cliche, but I've always I've always kind of liked it. How it will work in an MMO, I have no idea. I'm sure whatever fun little secrets that could come from it would be just spread immediately all across the web.
That's the
But
problem, yeah.
yeah, but it would be. There's ways you could do it in just tiny little drips, and that's why I don't think they. That's why, looping back to what I said a couple seconds ago, I think they're already in action. They just haven't been brought to light yet. So,
Interesting.
this whole fight for Pyro, attack on Stanton sort of thing with the headhunters and frontier fighters and all these different groups.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Well,
It's been a
that
while.
is fair. Like
I've
they
been
sort of
worming.
took, we've been worming. Like they took a break kind of from that main A plot for this kind of B plot, the B story of the regen crisis, unless they're gonna tie it all together in the end. But we'll see. But yeah, that was the A plot is which is coming back. Well, I guess this is more regen crisis, but for this next event. But anyway, yeah, frontier fighters, all that. Who gave the frontier fighters all those ships, and specifically a frickin' Idris?
What?
Where you don't just pick up an Idris just lying on the street. Like those are capital ships, right? Like putting aside the meta game where you can just buy one. But putting that aside in lore, think about it. Idrises are expensive. Idrises are designed for militias, and they're probably pretty well tracked. Kind of like in real life, you want to buy yourself a I don't know, a machine gun, like a full-on M60 machine gun, a big one, like a real one. Those are all tracked. Like the government, the ATF has lists of the names of purchasers. You've got to have special licenses, all of that. You've got to pay special taxes, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, wouldn't it make sense that there's such a sort of list for Idrises? So, where'd they get an Idris?
Probably from those damned. I have no idea where they would get from the UE. You have to get an interest from the UE. Aren't they
Right.
the only ones who have them?
No, they did the civilian program where they kind of sold off surplus lightning. Sold out surplus Idrises. So like, yeah, there's civilians that have it, just like technically us civilian citizens have Idrises. But if someone it's just my thinking that someone in power, this secret cabal, this organization, and it has a name. I can't quite remember it off the top of my head because it's intentionally generic. It has like the most generic name. It's just like the Office or something.
Is
It's
this like the from Mass Effect? Is this like the Cerberus organization of
yeah,
Star Citizen?
yes, and it's. I remember the backstory for it off the top of my head. I was briefly trying to find it on the Wikipedia. I
Mhm.
couldn't because the name is so freaking generic. But it's like the Office or the Accountants or
Let's just
something
call them the
very.
organization.
The organization, yeah, the organization, and that's a trope on all of its own. Is that there's this shadowy the organization that is working the shadows, but it plays into kind of the universes, the versus politics, because the organization is part of the Senate, the UEE Senate. The Senate famously was kind of sidelined a bit during the Messer era, aka the dictatorship, the imperial times. So they wanted to build a kind of secret organization that can exert power like that. They're not a law enforcement group or anything like that. They're just there to kind of secretly, in the shadows, enforce the will of the Senate so they don't fall into another dictatorship.
What is this, like an intelligence Gestapo
Yeah.
of sorts?
Yeah. They don't.
That's terrifying.
And actually, it's slightly even more terrifying because of their methods of essentially hiring people. They don't have like agents necessarily. They just hire people for jobs that they don't know they don't know who hired them, but they're here. They have this job to do, but they can't track back like
Oh,
who hired
bro,
them,
this
who
is
paid them.
Interpol. It's Interpol.
It's an evil Interpol.
I mean,
But
Interpol is a little.
it's
They murder scientists and like.
it's that
They're
kind
not
of
they're not killing
idea.
war criminals at Interpol. You know what I mean?
But yeah, that's the idea. Is that and they likely helped at least partially engineer this crisis to shift power against one of the factions. We actually talked about this at a Bar Citizen of all places a few months ago, last year I think it was, and it was very interesting. Because the theory the guy had, I'm kind of stealing a little bit here, is that the internal politics of the Senate, the organization, they were kind of utilized to get this outsider group. This outsider group is one that this political group wants pretty much a return to the Messer era, because I'm pretty sure they're xenophobic, and everyone else is like, yeah, aliens are fine, I guess, but the Messerites or whatever they're known as are kind of like, no, aliens bad.
Yeah, and for people who don't know, the Messer era was like the era 200 years before the era in game, and it was like a dictatorship, a monarchy dictatorship of the Messers. That was their name. And they just kind of like ruled with an iron fist, right?
Yep. They oppressed everyone. They hated aliens. They almost brought the UAE to war with like the Banu and others. That sort of stuff. They did fight wars, of course, with I'm not going to defend a xenophobic dictatorship, but they did have to fight off the Vandal, which the Vandal
Bro, easy peasy. I've been an arena commander. Those ships, those are frail.
Yeah, they're made of paper. Come
those
on.
are you can just keep popping those off
with tin, just like a little bend them a little bit. So I put them together.
Yeah, they die in 2 seconds, dude. It's a couple of hits.
Right?
I fight them in my Zeus. My exploration Zeus. You can come with me, get in the turret gun. I always get beyond, like, no, not bragging, but level 10 or whatever it is in there.
Wow.
Double digits.
I've beaten all of the wave-based game modes in Arena Commander multiple times. But yeah, so tying that all together, that's kind of the trope I want to see. How it works is, I think it'll be one of those things that the community kind of eventually catches wind of, but CIG, or at least their writers, will never will kind of wink and a nod kind of thing. It's like, oh, that's Mission Giver. I don't know, a little shady. They're probably just a middleman for something or some other group. I don't know, or like 2 chains down. Like it's. I think that's kind of, whenever there's going to be a boogeyman, it'll be that organization, the organization in the background there. And that's what I want to see.
Well, that's also kind of a good way if you're making an MMO and you want to have the developers like totally have a hand in the direction of the way things are going. You make a secret organization, you call it the organization. Oh, the organization did this or that. And it's just a way for the developers to put in what they want or navigate where they want to go and maintain the in-game narrative there.
Yeah.
So it's smart.
Yeah, and we need to get over time more connection to the Senate to see how it kind of operates. Because I mean, we had elections. Remember, we elected the last Imperator. What was that? 4 or 5 years ago now.
Well, the cool thing about
remember that,
interesting
yeah.
thing about Star Citizen is they still use the Electoral College. So the jury's out on who's really voting for who.
Oh God, the future still sucks.
Yeah. So anyway, Cosmic Hobo, thank you for coming in. Of course, as always, you can stay here. We have a big couch. The couch gets bigger the more people we have on it. You can see it expanding right now beside you. If you could slide down that couch.
Wow, how does it do that?
It's science.
Okay, that's cool.
So we're gonna bring up our next guest. Who do we have here, Tav?
Mr. Excuse me, Lord Anubis. If you
Lord Anubis, welcome to Open Comms Radio, your Star Citizen call-in show.
Just gotta ham that up. I'm just crank it up.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, and I gotta say it's a lot more fun when you leave Twitch and this up at the same time, so you get to hear it twice.
Indeed.
Double the fun.
Yes.
Lord Anubis, what's your favorite sci-fi trope you'd like to see in Star Citizen?
Anything that actually affects the game.
That's not the spirit of the question, Lord Anubis.
I mean, they cover most of the tropes pretty fair. Except you're not falling in love with aliens. You're not
yet.
You're not transporting a princess through space. There's no androids looking to become human. And there's no Cybermen or Borg or whatever. So,
Ooh.
But pretty much everything else that they have in the game as far as lore is just lore. And that's kind of the problem. It needs to actually have an effect on the game. That's the thing. I mean, if we're gonna have tropes, they gotta actually do something rather than just be a blurb in the loading screen.
You don't think the egg and the worm was quite tropey? The facility and the scientists were working with radiation. Like, it's very tropey.
I mean, it is, but again, it's an individual ride that doesn't affect the larger thing. We're still just churning in resources for money. There's no stakes in this whole regen thing. I mean, like, what if we all fail? Do regens just not come back? Well, no, because they've always been here. They haven't actually, regen isn't actually broken. At least not from our perspective.
Right. That'd be cool if there were like a week or 2 weeks where they actually did that. They're like, sorry, your character's dead for the week.
Per week. That would be so fun.
Dude, how like seriously would people take it? And how upset would they be? And then how much would they be itching to come back? Once they were like, oh, regen's back, people would be like, finally, and you'd have a flurry of people coming back.
Yeah, or you could just have people that Regen just sends you some random place, anything at all.
That makes more sense.
If it could just affect the game for once.
No one would. They would never do they would never go that far with it because someone would sue them because they suck. Someone who sucks would sue them, being like, "I paid for the game. You're saying I can't play the game for a week." That's
Yeah, but if they go to some random place, or if they
just kick some somewhere random,
it sends them to digital hell or whatever, and their consciousness is floating around a freaking mini game or whatever because they happen to die. I mean, they're getting tortured by, I don't know.
I mean, we got jail already. Maybe they go to some collections point where it's just where you have to get or it's just some extra bit of tedium,
Yeah, it's
They're
just
just
a
in a
collector
constant-
guy in a
Yeah.
maid's outfit just whipping you for like 3 hours, and you can't get out of it by just taking on other prisoners. You just have to just suffer in digital hell. At
Is
least
that on
something.
Steam?
Why do we want this feature? I don't know.
Is that on sale or I'll pay full price?
Yes.
But real actual consequences, because I tropes are one thing, but like I don't read the blurbs when I'm loading in. I mean,
Not
it's
even
fun
once.
to read. I mean, you kind of skim it, but if it doesn't really change anything, all you know is what YouTube told you to go get the money.
Yeah, this is a challenge. This is a big challenge nowadays. Is that everything you put in is just going to get ruined right away. There's no monthly magazine that comes anymore. Once
Sure.
once GameFAQs started on the internet, that was it.
R.I.P. Nintendo Power.
Nintendo
I blame the
Game Informer.
bulletin board at the entrance of Babbage's and Electronics Boutique.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be old for
EB
that.
Games.
Never mind.
I remember
Yeah.
EB Games.
Oh, I'm not talking
you'd
about
have to
EB Games.
travel.
I'm talking about Electronics Boutique.
Eh,
Yeah. I'm there. You'd have to travel to do things back in the day.
Yes.
You want to
you
know
had to
something?
go- What's that?
You got to go. You want to know something? You got to go. Nowadays, if you want to make out with Pan Am in the tank, you just got to Google it.
Are you talking about the hit game Cyberpunk?
I'm talking about the hit game Cyberpunk. Yeah. What about giant schlongs? Talking about Cyberpunk.
Are
Go
you still
on.
talking about the
Schlongs?
hit game Cyberpunk?
Is that not a sci-fi trope? I didn't know. I was confused because I saw it.
It is. The original Ferengi design was supposed to have giant schlongs.
No.
Yes.
really?
Yes.
What?
Well, that's more than
Gigantic.
I needed to know.
What?
That's
This is
Yeah.
who? Sorry. What
Gene
corporate
Roddenberry.
executive
Gene.
nixed that? Who's a no to this?
All of them. They also nixed the four-breasted counselor Troy that was hypersex crazed. They also nixed. I mean, like, it was crazy. Anyways, tropes.
Star Trek could have been so much more.
Sometimes you don't let someone take full control because let's just say they may end up making things like Episode 1 or Star Trek 5 or the
Episode
Section 31
one's-
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? Chris Roberts has. Do you think Chris Roberts has full control of Star Citizen, or do you think he's kind of running this thing? He's got a committee now. Who's that guy, like second in charge guy? What's his name? The skinny dude who comes out at CitizenCon.
Percival?
No.
Percival T. Money?
What?
That's his name,
I know who you're talking about. Is he the guy that did the demo?
Yeah, he's the guy who did the demo, and he's like, "We're gonna do it live," and then it didn't work, and he was like, "No,
No, his name. Oh, this is
I'll
it's
write
really
it.
crazy now.
Do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
do it live," and they were like, "We're using a different computer than what we tested on." It's like, why? Why didn't you just test it on the computer you're using it? That's an aside thing. That's just like an event management thing. It's like do the practice on the stuff you're using live. Don't do the practice on, stuff you're not going to be using live.
Although, if
Yeah.
it worked flawlessly, people would just say it was pre-rendered. It
Zane?
failing showed that it actually is a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. It was a pretty good thing, honestly. I liked the Squadron 42. The only thing I didn't like about it is that it was just a movie. Like there was no game. Like they
Yeah,
sat in
no.
a
You
turret.
had an
and I was
on
like,
rails kind of like on rails shooter.
no, Star
type
Fox is
opening.
on rails, but you're playing a game the whole time.
This
Right,
is
so
the
Sure, it was
single-
a lot of cutscenes.
It was an
but I
hour and a
figured-
half, dude. It was a full movie.
Yeah.
It was
Well, you-
Kojima levels of cutscene.
It was good. It was entertaining, but like it wasn't a game. It was a movie.
It's Grand Theft Auto 5 in space, and this is their single player campaign that they took longer to put out than the multiplayer.
I'm afraid. Can I tell you something? I'm afraid that's going to turn people off. Because when I like Cyberpunk is for me too much dialogue. Because I'm like, dude, I've been sitting here for like 20 minutes and all I've been doing is talking to people. Which is like, it's not that I don't enjoy that. I enjoy that, but I don't want to do it for that much time if I'm sitting down to play a game.
I mean, part of it to me seems like they should integrate it with the multiplayer. So you're kind of still in the verse while you're doing all these things.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, let's say Grand Theft Auto, right? Like you're doing missions, and when you can do missions in multiplayer that lead towards long-term career goals and things that are completely scripted and things like that, and go through an entire storyline. And they could do that with Squadron 42. They could do parts of it in the verse, you know, certain missions that you have to do while other players are trying to achieve it too, in order to integrate the two games together. I think, yeah, the full on single player 72 hours worth of dialogue in order to fill out a 10-hour game is isn't going to work. I do think that, yeah, you kind of open that up so it isn't just that.
Well, we've only seen the first mission.
It's an hour and a half of cutscenes for a first mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my point. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was like, I mean, that was half of 2001: A Space Odyssey. You know what I mean? That was almost the length of the Superman movie.
I mean, it's
that's
worrying.
Kind of what Chris Roberts wanted to do with it. I mean, it's just even there's a reason you picked the Crysis engine back in the day. Is it delivered? You know, that
Wants a
cinematic kind of
experience.
that cinematic storytelling. You know,
I like that. I mean, I'm into that.
That's what that was then.
But given
it's even more cinematic than Crysis, that opening. But that was no, I think it's kind of really on brand for him. It seems so. I would think that after that opening, the game opens up a little bit more. You might even hopefully have a choice to either pursue various different things or get a different kit, maybe. But if the whole thing is on rails, it wouldn't surprise me either.
Yeah, we'll see.
My major concern is that it's an hour and a half worth of cutscenes. Then you go into combat, and combat's just like it is in PU, where you take out a couple ships rather easily, and then you're back to cutscenes.
Yeah, that was my thing. I'm not walking around this ship much. I'm not gearing up. I'm not like learning how to play the game. And I've been playing it for an hour and a half, and all I've done is a turret, gunner thing.
There's that big FPS chunk.
Yeah, exactly.
Big.
And you're jumping outside the ship. You had the little bit of EVA kind of fun and introducing you to the various concepts of the game.
And then you meet up with the NPC and you go into the cutscenes.
I mean, I'll do it. I'm just concerned about the people who've never played this game at all, and then they get that, and then they're like, "Oh, what's going on?" Like, who's your audience? You're not going for the who are we like? Who are we looking for? Are we looking for the twitchy shooter audience, which it seemed like they were going for a little bit there? Are we going for a hardcore sci-fi audience? Are we going for an MMO audience?
I think for Squadron 42, the middle one there, the hardcore sci-fi is what they're going for.
Yeah.
The problem with hardcores.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, the problem with the hardcore sci-fi is that even those people, I'm one of them, shouldn't have to watch a 3.5-hour Astro Historian video in order to know what's going on.
I'm confident that'll be taken care of in Squadron 42 at least. Given you have an hour and a half of dialogue in the game.
Yeah, you don't have to know everything going in. That's why they have that long of those long cutscenes. Is they're telling you.
All you have to know is Gillian Anderson is a saint.
Fair, yeah.
She's a nice lady.
All right, well, Lord Anubis, anything else you want to say before we bring up our next caller here?
Yes, I am now the only caller. Everyone else must be booted, and it just must be meme focus must be on me. I'm just kidding.
Okay, all right. Well, if that's going
to be ridiculous for half a second.
Well, Anubis, you prepared something, or you had something sent to you?
I do not have that yet. They still need to upload that to me.
They're uploading that to you? That's so weird because I thought you uploaded it to me.
That was text only.
Yeah.
You are so cryptic right
You want me to read it like that?
It's yours. You wrote it.
This bit is going wonderful.
Okay, I'll just say for my guests, if you send me something like a theatrical piece that you wrote, and you just straight up send it to me without any context, I'm assuming next episode that you're going to want to read that. We could have Tav read it. We can make Tav do it. He has trouble reading. You know what? Yeah, you know what? Good. Tav, pop on there into the resources tab.
What is this?
Give us a Stanton News update.
Stanton News update. News sounds. Xeno threat in the White House. How the new election changes things. Klesha's CEO indicted indicted on corruption charges. And why the new high court rulings may see him go free. Finally, this sentence.
You know, Tav, can you do me a favor? Can you restart that?
I can't do it.
Because you really butchered this whole thing.
Like, what do you want me to do?
Start over. Do it again. Do it again.
We're gonna get a dead air.
Did I do it?
Well done, Anubis. Thank you so much.
I broke it.
Thank you.
Did you want me to read it or?
Yeah, read it.
You have to.
All right. Here we go. Since I don't have a sound effect because I've been working all day. Stanton News. Tonight in Stanton News, Xeno threat in the Capitol, how the midterm elections changed things for the UEE. Also, Klesher's CEO indicted on corruption charges, why the new high court rulings may see him go free. And finally, it can kill you in an instant, erase your imprint, and you're giving it to your kids right now. We'll tell you what it is when you join us tonight at 11. Stanton News.
Make sure to join in at 11, guys, so you can know what's killing your kids. This is American Journalism 101. And thank you for everyone who's listening to Open Comms Radio. Thank you for listening on Spotify. Thank you for listening on YouTube. There's 10 people listening on Spotify, Tav. We've been over this.
Right now?
No, but we have 4 followers. If you're listening on Spotify and you're not following, give us a follow, please. We have 4 followers, and we have 12, 14 plays each episode. So we're kind of a growing podcast.
I think half of those are some random Alexa playing something because the phone forgot to route it to the phone, routed it to the Alexa instead of the car.
God, Anubis, scoot over, make room on the couch.
I thought half would be AI bots training themselves.
Or as long as they talk dirty to me.
They want love.
Duke Lato II, welcome to Open Comms Radio, your Star Citizen call-in show. Thank you for joining us today. Today's question, what's your favorite sci-fi trope you'd like to see in Star Citizen?
Aliens.
Hey.
That's it. I want to see the aliens. And not just, not
blue
just
with tentacles?
Well, let's not get crazy. I mean, I want to see them in the flesh graphically, not via communication technology in the game. I want to interact with them, hang out with them, see them walking around on planets and stuff.
Preach.
Yeah, I just feel like it would really add to the feeling of the universe being alive to have aliens going around doing their business.
So you say aliens. What do you think? And you close your eyes, you think of aliens. What are you thinking?
I mean, I'm excited for the Tevarin. I really want to see, some kind of snooty
Good people.
giant cockatoo, giving me a hard time and maybe giving me some missions.
Interesting.
I think they were interesting, like culturally, the idea of, a race where amongst themselves, when they would fight, like the loser would just take the winner's culture and identity onto themselves. And it's interesting how that, as a cultural trait of the species, sort of killed their whole way of life, because they lost the Tevarin War to the humans, they get subsumed by the EUEE, and then they literally just abandon their own culture and history in order to be more human, because that's what they do.
That's crazy.
It's interesting.
It is like so baffling to me how someone thought of that, because abandoning your culture like willingly is just not something that we see historically. And so it is so
actually
alien.
no, it
Yeah,
is.
no, we do.
So the one of the most well-known sort of examples that people don't quite understand is the Norman conquest of England. The Normans came in, they conquer England, and you see a big cultural change amongst people. And it used to be that people thought of it as the Normans were coming in and slaughtering lots of people and just taking over. But actually,
Forcing them to
genetically, they find that there weren't that many Normans. But what happened was, you don't want to be associated with the losers. So you start dressing like the winners, you start trying to talk like them, because they're the powerful, they're the rich. So you want to fit in with them as much as you can and be associated with them, as opposed to being associated with the guys who just lost and whose power base is being ousted.
Where were the Normans from?
Normandy? Is that a real question?
France?
Yeah,
Yes.
part of
Yes.
You're telling me a bunch of English dudes started dressing like French dudes
Yeah,
and eating
absolutely.
croissants.
Yep. And actually, so
English
that's,
and French are
you know,
close.
some of the borrowed French words that we have in the English language are obviously from this time period. And the best example of the power difference between the two is the fact that we refer to cows and beef as two different words, because the cow is the animal, which the poor people would have managed. And then the beef, from the French, which I'm not going to try to pronounce, but that's, just the food, which the rich are only interested in the steak and the beef that was on my plate. And it's the same thing with mutton for sheep, with pork for pigs. And
Right.
yeah, it's interesting.
And
Yeah.
turkey.
But anyway, I mean,
Definitely.
I feel
Same
like
for
we're going
turkey.
way off course here. Turkeys are from North America, so no, that wasn't
Turkey.
one
But
of them.
turkey was named after Turkish sailors who liked to eat turkey, so they called them turkeys.
Turkeys.
Is that true?
Yeah,
Let's see.
turkeys are named after Turkey, even though it's an American bird.
I feel like they
weird.
must have had another name to begin with, because turkey actually did spread to the old world really quickly.
Yeah, but it was a Native American word and there were probably many words for turkeys, because they are all across North America. There were probably some Native American words, and those were probably eliminated with smallpox and murder.
Murder.
Going back to people abandoning culture, I mean that did happen recently. I mean, even with my grandfather, he refused to acknowledge. His last name is Gallegos.
That's an awesome last name.
I mean, it's that now they're
Yeah, I
Hispanic,
mean, it happens all
but
the time here in America. Yeah.
but they've even been here since before, like, New Mexico was a state, before it was a territory.
Mhm.
But he was like, nope, I'm not going to teach my kids Spanish. I'm not going to do any of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. My grandfather did
And-
the same thing. Sicilian Italian. He didn't teach his kids any of the Italian language.
And that's just it. So if there are cultural pressures and disadvantages to maintaining your old culture, then people will drop it. And I think that's what's fascinating with the Tevarin, right? They just do it on a massive scale.
Yeah.
You know, they dropped their religion, they dropped their culture, they, lost interest in their own history, and they're just like, nope, we lost. We're gonna integrate.
So are the Tevarin very warrior-like?
They were. We still don't really know how well they're integrating into humanity, and that's what I'd love to see. I think we've had glimpses or hints about them, some of them serving in the military. I in my mind, I picture them definitely because they were a very martial race. So I do picture them, being mercenaries, bounty hunters a lot, and then taking part in the military where possible too. But I'd love to come across like some little colonies or something like that.
Well, it's interesting that they're avian. They're bird-like race, and so many birds are predators. They're hunters, right? Probably, yeah. I think most birds are predatory and some eat berries and shit, but a lot of them, they're eating insects or they're eating small creatures. So if you're thinking of like a humanoid or a sentient version of that makes fucking spaceships, they would,
yeah,
you'd expect them to be predatory. But then again, human beings evolved from, our hominin ancestors who were probably also, jury's out. Were they warlike? They were probably just like us. If you go back in time and you think about that.
Super intelligent, vicious, long distance runners.
Or
I remember reading a description once, and it was talking about how, because the one thing human beings do better physically than any other animals is we run. We can run long distances.
Cook. We cook better than all of them.
And cook. But that's so they guess, and it makes sense based on what we see amongst surviving hunter-gatherers today, that we would just run our prey down.
We're not better than horses.
We are.
No, we're not.
We are.
Not in terms of speed. We're slower than most things.
Bro, horses don't ride people. People ride horses.
I have no response for that.
There's videos that show the opposite,
but if you're being chased by a horse, that horse isn't going to show up 4 days later while you're sleeping.
It might.
The human will. We may be slow, but we were persistent. We were persistence hunters.
Wow. This episode is going all over the place.
All over the place.
We're still staying on topic, which I really like.
But this is why I want aliens. I want that difference, that, the mystery of, I want some difference in the way NPCs act. Let's give some ambiguity in the missions. Like, let's say you're getting missions from a Xi'an. I think the Xi'an are interesting too, because we had this long Cold War with them, and now relationships are a little bit better, but they apparently have like a secret enemy on the other side of their territory from us.
I love
how's that all
love that bit of lore. I want to see where that goes. I want them to do
how is
something
that all going to shake out? Like they're trying to keep us from meeting them because they don't want to risk what happens if we get along really well with those guys, and then we end up going to war with the Xi'an in a center. That's what they're trying to avoid. And maybe they'll try. God, did any of you watch that show? Shit, what was that other show? It was created by Gene Roddenberry, like Star Trek.
Andromeda.
Oh, Andromeda, yeah.
No. This one, the aliens come to Earth. And they're giving us some technology, but they're actually just secretly trying. Yes. So they're actually just trying to train human beings and to get us on their side because they're being chased by a much more deadly alien species. So what if that ends up? What if like the Xi'an are trying to buddy up to us, and they're sharing technology.
No.
We're seeing all this new Xi'an technology, and it's really because they're like, man, we're getting thrashed over here, and we need these humans because they breed like rats. And
can I tell you what I think about that trope? I've heard this somewhere, and like I read something. I don't know what happened. I think that is a trope that will be used, but it's not the Xi'an, it's the Vandal. The Vandal keep pushing.
The Vandal will get us on their side.
No, the Vandal keep pushing into human space because they are being pushed out of their territory, and they can't defeat their enemy, but they can defeat humans.
Okay, because we're doing
So there's
history again with the different tribes, and yeah, all right.
So there's another species pushing them too.
Well, you don't have to dig far into it. The Vandal, right, are just the Vandals.
Vandals, yeah. And the Vandals are being pushed out of their territory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why we're going to fall of Rome at some point. Why I don't think we're ever going to see Earth, because it's going to be burned.
You know what?
Right.
We'll
see Earth, and it'll just be it'll be a video of it getting burnt to a cinder.
It'll just be a bunch of bowling alleys.
How good.
But I feel like
it's
they
gone.
did that already, right?
It needs to be the Borg. It needs to be something that will come into the system and will be a giant event because there's this huge ship, and now everyone in Stanton or Pyro or Nyx or whatever needs to like try to take it out. It's that big. You got Idrises going after it. You got.
I would like it to be. How about an insectoid race? We've got
squids, giant squids.
Reptilians. We've got kind of turtle-looking guys. We've got
we're hitting on all the tropes. We need a
so like tall ladybugs.
A swarm of, and that could be like once they introduce drone technology into the game with working drones. That could be like the hallmark of this insectoid species. Not we don't want to trample on Ender's Game too much, but.
Oh, they already do. I mean, they got Terminus in the thing already. Come on.
I just think that would be cooler. I know you were just talking about having like the really big bad that we'd have to team up on. I definitely think something like that would be more interesting and also more cohesive with the game design than something like like a giant Borg cube or something like that.
Yeah, like it sends down a bunch of ships to go attack the cities, and you got to stop all of them at each of the cities. And then once you stop all of them, then the mothership or whatever is more vulnerable, and you could hit it with Idrises and spend $36 million on torpedoes shooting at it, and then it glitches in 30 Ks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about all of these things. I'll tell you this right now. I love the sci-fi tropes. I love the notion of it. The only sci-fi trope that I really don't like across all sci-fi is that everyone's a bipedal humanoid. And Star Citizen's kind of doing that. Everyone's a bipedal. I want to see Sebulbas. I want to see insectoids. I want to see those.
Yeah, we need to go Jim Henson with it.
Different sizes.
Let's see some stuff.
The problem then the problem is, do you want all these different beings to be able to interact with the ships, right? Because they're trying to be very structured now in like getting around the ships, making sure that the metrics are right. So obviously, if you've got something that looks like Snuffleupagus, you're not going to be able to give Snuffles a ride between Seraphim Station and Everest. Unless you've got
just put him in the cargo bay.
Unless you got a C2 and he's going to fit in the cargo bay.
I mean, it would kind of make sense that for metabolic processes, the size of the creature and what would be realistic as far as a atmosphere that's capable of producing fire to understand the concept of chemical conversion and have gravity that is decent for that. We are kind of being near Earth, so I would expect whatever intelligent race to be out of there to be roughly human size.
10-foot tall octopuses.
Yeah, size is a different thing. So we do have another caller in the waiting room, everybody. If everyone could just scoot down a little bit, the couch gets bigger on this show.
I'm not
It
moving
does.
for
People
Wicket.
we have,
I'm not
yeah.
moving.
Absolute madness.
Is it pneumatic or what?
Just don't
Oh,
stick
no.
your fingers between the cushions, is all I'm going to say.
For unrelated reasons.
It's just totally just something else. But this guy,
gooey.
y'all may know him. He's been here since day one. He's been hanging out with us. I was worried. I don't know why I was worried. I was like, man, I don't know if this guy's gonna make it. But
You
here
had
he
doubts?
is.
I had doubts,
My
but I was
old
like,
man.
No way.
Everyone's favorite grandfather, Wicket. Welcome
Grumpy
to
old
Open
man.
Comms Radio, your Star Citizen call-in show. How you doing today, Wicket?
That's dirty on it.
Long-time
Citizen.
listener, 22nd time caller. And I almost forgot today. But somebody gave me a gentle nudge.
Very good.
I was deep in the sand, man, real deep.
Dude, wild.
Just FYI, your audio keeps dropping out.
Jar Jars?
Yeah.
So I am in the midst of an insane storm right now.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
don't know
wild
if-
out there.
I don't know if it's Hobo's right by me, so I don't know if that's what it is.
Maybe. I don't know. Everybody
could
else
be.
is
Is it-
still coming through.
Does it happen if I go like this? Does it like move away if I move my
I don't
head
know.
a little bit?
When you pull me up, I turn the audio of the stream down. So
Okay. Well, anyway,
I
I'm
think-
here now. You're here now. Oh, you know what?
somebody else just reported they don't hear
you. Know
you.
what happened? Yeah, I muted myself on fucking OBS. I muted myself. I don't know
Very-
how long.
Oh wow.
Good
I
5
don't know
minutes.
how long I've been there. A good shit. So you
Oh,
couldn't hear
God, you
me.
sound fine to
Oh,
me.
Goodness.
No, I
Well,
could hear
it-
everybody else, but then there'd be like a
Yeah.
lull and nobody was saying anything. It's like, geez, that's an awkward silent break.
Yeah, no, it mutes. It'll record. It'll be fine for the
We'll edit
recorded
it out.
version. It's just the live version I heard for. But it doesn't, guys. It doesn't matter. There are people listening to this. Who's everybody else? They're gonna hear me regardless. Wicket, what's your favorite sci-fi trope you want to see in Star Citizen?
Well, I had to look and see what the question was today. I had to kind of formulate a quick answer, but something that came to mind that I really enjoy in a lot of novels. I read a lot of sci-fi books. Is the soap opera, the space opera aspect of good sci-fi storytelling. You know, with reoccurring characters, recurring storylines that they may wane, but then they come back and they're readdressed. And this could all be done in like these open events that we have. They started doing this a little bit with Rena Dooley. She
Yeah,
rears
because
her
there are
head.
some familiar names, aren't there,
Our
that have
goddess.
popped up recently?
And then there's the sales guy that's popped in and out. He's more of like, in marketing material. He's not really that much in the game. I forget his name. But
I want to trade. I am Wikito.
not him. The Hugh man. I forget. He's like a car salesman almost.
Oh my.
But in any event, the other major trope that I really enjoy is this idea of the hidden enemy, the unknown secret, the hidden enemy, the unknown danger that we're in the midst of some cataclysmic knife edge that could go either way, and we're not even aware of it. And then it's discovered, and then what do? Do you spill the beans to the rest of the society and put everybody into an existential crisis, or do you and your team just handle your business? I don't know how that would translate into a game, but this is one of these really fascinating story tropes that I really enjoy reading about a lot. And this could be with recurring characters. It could be like they don't talk about this at all. There's no Galactopedia about it. It's just some shit that we discover in game, and it's not talked about. It's not on ISCs. It's not that that dude that's been doing all the missions, he doesn't talk. Nobody talks about it. It's just something that we discover, and that's like the best, way of learning in-game stuff by playing a game. You don't read up now. Obviously, it's discovered and everybody knows about it, but eventually, there will be a first group, or it may be little nuggets of information or gameplay that isn't that you're not aware of until people come together. Well, wait a minute, that's gonna happen over here, and you have to put the puzzle pieces together to see the whole. And I don't know if that will ever be able to be translated into a game or into Star Citizen, but if anybody could do it, I think CIG might be the developer that could bring that to be. It'd be really fun, because when you're reading books like that, you really never know, how things are going to turn out, especially when you're reading new novels, new authors, because you don't know, there's not this idea of main character syndrome because the main character can't be killed, but in a lot of novels that happens all the time.
Yeah, I think that was something that Elite excelled at, because you really did feel like you were part of that galaxy.
Well, I never played Elite that much. I've tried playing a little bit, but it wasn't my bag. But I've read some of the narratives about Elite Dangerous and about the a lot of discovery that had to happen before people realized what was going on. That's something that I hope we will see in Star Citizen. It'll be really fun. Just look at some of the stuff that you could easily go online or play and read about stuff, or you can go and play the PTU. This is one of the reasons I hate playing. I don't even consider playing PTU for anything, because I want to go in and play the game. It's not even a game. It's an alpha state. I want to go in and discover it, learn what's going on. I want to just read about, you need A, B, and C to succeed at this process of killing these worms and getting these fangs and these pearls. Everybody can do that. Anybody can learn, but if you go in and learn it as it's happening, that's where the fun is at.
Is the solution to make it more random in, I guess, just situationally? So follow me through this. What if you had just an enemy class? I know I mentioned before the little, face huggers from Alien. What if you had that class only, but you took that class and maybe there's a bunch of different types that, based on where you are, there's a certain chance of different attributes that these enemy classes could have. So maybe some of those aliens, maybe they just like your cargo and they eat like all organic cargo, or they eat a particular metal, or they hang around on your engine and suck your engine power, or maybe they do go somewhere and lay eggs and produce more of them. And so I'm just thinking having all these or just maybe one kind of that kind of enemy type, roughly, like this small little crawly on the ground thing. I know it's infinitely more processed than what I just said, but I just think that would give it, because you land on a planet and it's just another thing on top of the radiation, on top of everything else. Mm-hmm. It's like, if you see a critter, and then, oh my gosh, I did see a critter, but it bit me. But I don't want to let my crew know, otherwise they're going to kill me. And now you have 6 people kind of really trope. Having that fun
I
game.
would never kill you.
I would.
Yeah, you wouldn't be that.
Anubis would, but I would be like, Anubis,
how the
have
whole
a
ship
grilled
goes
cheese
down.
sandwich.
I love it.
We don't need to kill Tav.
I would have someone else kill you.
You're right.
The biggest problem with all this stuff nowadays is, as gamers, we tend to optimize the fun out of all this stuff. Instead of learn by doing, failing, pick yourself up, start again. Everybody needs to know exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it, where to do it. And it's you have to play everything optimally, and it just becomes, okay, I'm following the steps. ADC, I need to be in this ship. I need to wear this armor. I need this gun. We need this many people. It's just like, oh Jesus, man.
I mean, I'm totally with you on that. I don't want. I'm I don't want them to share everything in an ISC. Like, I just want to play the game.
It gets
I want to
stale
figure
and
things
boring.
out. Yeah, it's lame, and then you do it,
And then if you're with a group of people that they've all figured it out either through reading about it or PTUing it or testing this, that, and the other, what works the best, now you're holding them back because they're like the optimal squad. They know every corner and nook and cranny, which that's fine, but if you're late to the party, then you're either holding them back or they're spoiling it for you. So I don't know how to fix that, but I guess that it comes down to a single player. You have to do a single player thing or solo.
Going back to the greatest MMO of all time, Star Wars Galaxies, they had a path to get to Jedi.
Nobody. Yeah.
This was the original path to Jedi, which if you became Jedi and you died, that's it. Your character can only come back as a ghost. It was like permadeath. So like it was huge stakes to get up to this, but it was an amazing thing. But the steps to get to being recognized as Force sensitive and now going on the path, and then how that path laid out was kind of random. And so you had to work at it in certain ways by doing certain things, like you can increase your chances, but it was pretty much random. So when we can have those kind of journeys here that like just crash course you through like maybe a profession path or something like that, you just end up finding yourself, you wanted to go be a miner. Man, I didn't realize I was going to be a delivery person. Like that's what my calling was, but like it took you down that path.
Or a dancer.
A dancer.
Remember Star Wars Galaxies? They had the dancers.
Yes,
we were talking about this a few weeks ago.
They would buff you. They would give you extra health. They would give you extra speed. They would give you all sorts of things, and you would pay them to dance for you, or you would pay doctors to buff you. There were reasons for every non-violent profession to support, well, let's say the violent professions, but they all fed into each other. The supplies went back and forth.
Well, that's nice, but my point was I kind of see you as a dancer.
Huh?
No, I'm human.
Oh. There can be human dancers.
What are you, Kevin Bacon?
You can only be one or the other.
There's no dancing in this town.
Only
I get the reference for you, as they don't.
Only Twi'leks and women with 3 breasts can be dancers.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a deep cut.
It was established in the
Humans
song.
have no rhythm.
It's not white ones.
Us Andorians do.
Yeah, because you're blue.
Well, yeah.
What's the thing in Star Trek? The Andorians, they're the blue guys, and they have the antenna. What's their like shtick?
They're angry.
They come from a like a, let's say like a Europa
frozen planet.
Yeah, it's like
weren't they enslaved or something?
Yeah, by Santa Claus. They were the original elves.
Oh, they were the elves.
They have a subspecies that's like albino and blind, and they were kind of looked down upon, but I don't think they were ever enslaved.
Yeah, they weren't. They lived in underground cities.
You're thinking of the Orion slave girls, which was
no, the Anar.
Well,
they're telepathic and blind, and they're also albino.
No, I think you were saying that the slave thing was the Orions.
Yeah, and that was air quotes retconned.
When was that retconned?
In Enterprise, when it's discovered that the females actually control the men with their pheromones.
That was revealed in the original.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That was revealed in the original series as well.
Look, I don't mind that. Put that in Star Wars. I'm cool with that. I'll be fine. I'll thrive.
Be nominated.
I'll thrive, dude. I'll be all right. Y'all do you. I'm hanging out here.
They're gonna give you a little hat with a zipper in it.
Well, I find it interesting that the Banu are slavers.
Well,
because they're,
yeah.
they're essentially the Ferengi of Star Citizen, but
Yeah.
they're more jovial. Because they'll buy and sell anything. Like they just want to be buying and selling and making deals, and that
Right.
includes slavery, or I guess they're more indentured servitude. But they do, there's things in the lore about them selling slaves to other species. So obviously they're doing that, and they're not particularly concerned about them being indentured servants. They're straight up selling slaves, and they mentioned humans a lot, which makes sense because in this universe, just like in many others, humans are portrayed as those kind of, like I said earlier, we breed like rats.
We do not.
We do.
Keep expanding, keep going to new planets and colonizing and spreading and expanding. So that's our great gift. Our great gift is doing the deed and popping out babies.
I mean, hell, we don't even know how many people are actually on this planet. It's supposed to be like 8.2 billion, but it could be as much as almost 10. We don't know because we actually haven't done official censuses in parts of the world.
Yep.
So,
And in those parts of the world, there tend to be a lot of people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all they have to do is extrapolate birth rate. I mean, it's not a hard number, but
Nah, I mean, that's how little metrics you can go by because there's not that much.
Statistics. It's just statistics, This is the birth rate in this country. This is the average amount of people are here.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's just it's calculated.
I think we have a pretty good idea.
But they are finding that those models are falling short right now, which is the current issue that has popped up recently about
that's the
that
interesting
they're actually
thing.
finding that they don't actually have all the data to extrapolate in a correct manner, and that we could be very underestimating at the moment.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing about the lore, right? You look at a planet like ArcCorp, it's covered in a city. There's got to be billions of human beings there, right?
Yeah.
And otherwise, it wouldn't make sense to expend the resources to do that in any way.
Billions.
So, like, what is the human population in the Star Citizen universe? It's got to be. I would imagine we're going to be talking like close to 1 trillion.
Remember, most of the planets are like what, a quarter of the size of real planets, or even less than that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I want to bring this up. So there's been talk about the planets.
Let's talk.
And I expect some controversy here.
Oh, they're whispers.
Round.
They're round.
Yeah.
So
I heard they're flat.
They bounce.
Yeah, I heard they're flat.
They should do that on April 1st.
All this is neither here nor there. Listen, the planets in Star Citizen are 20%. They're 1/5 the size of the planets in actual reality. How do you feel about the notion of increasing the planet size? I'll tell you all, I am 100% in favor of increasing the planet size. Make them half the size, 3/4, make them, I'd prefer them to be 1-to-1. I understand the limitations. I understand why that ought not to be done from a development perspective. Just finish the game. I get all that. But I feel like these planets look fucking small when I'm flying around them. They just feel small to me.
They used to be bigger.
Well,
that's what she said.
Wait, there was a downsizing of the planets?
Yeah, they downsized.
I don't remember
a
hearing.
few years ago. Yeah, it used to be bigger.
Well, they snuck that one in on me.
I feel like I don't care unless making them bigger is going to improve gameplay in some way.
I say make them smaller.
This guy.
The reason
this
is
fucking guy.
The reason that they're too big now because you hardly ever see anybody. It's either keep them the same size and increase the player population per shard or whatever, because there's nothing going on, man. The only time you ever see anybody is if you're going to these POIs, basically the Worm, Shubin, this ArcCorp, this. You're going to
that's what's going to change it.
You're
Space
going to an
stations.
orbital marker. You're going, that's the only time you see anybody. But if you're flying around, you rarely see anybody.
Well, when we were getting all that cargo, the corundum and the copper and the detrolite or whatever, and all that other garbage that made us hundreds of millions of credits, I saw people everywhere, and that was fun.
The only place I
even
saw people were standing in line at kiosks.
I got pirated several times. I got boarded. I got knocked out, dragged out, and thrown out into space. It was fun. And I saw people. I mean, they got to make it attractive is the only thing. Just make it an everyday attractive thing.
Listen, everybody knew where all the ice was. Everybody knew what was the other thing that we were hunting? Ice and
And
It was corundum. And
tin.
maybe.
No.
and
The way you made
10 and
money
ice.
was ice and tin.
Yeah.
That was the moneymaker. That other shit was that was a waste of time. But
Where the hell are they going to get ice from if not from space?
Well, everybody there was only certain places where ice was very plentiful, and they were around areas.
Los Angeles. Ice is
There were-
plentiful in
Microtech.
Los Angeles. And
I hardly ever saw
right
anybody
in my
there.
neck of the woods now.
Then
Yeah.
on the planets there was was it Pyro 4? One of the moons had a bunch of tin on it. I saw the whole time we were going after that. One night we saw somebody. One night, another mole. I mean, it was.
We saw a few
I don't know.
people
It's
at
very.
one time.
It's very, very sparse, and I wouldn't expect to see a lot of people because you guys have no sense of scale when it comes to space. Space is it's so big.
It's ridiculous.
So we make it bigger. I get it. We make the planets bigger. Got it.
No, that's why I say make them smaller.
So
Cause
you
more
have not
conflict.
played. You have not played Elite much, have you?
No,
you
never see anybody there either.
There are times where you're straight up flying for a half hour, an hour, like at full warp. Like it's that big.
Yeah.
And you really don't see anybody. But if Star Citizen does its regional shards, so you have the North America shard, and you have a couple thousand players with larger space and larger distances, then it's worth it. Oh, and make sure there's like proximity chat instead of this global bullshit.
I mean, we haven't seen an improvement in regards to servers for quite some time now. Basically, this whole year.
Didn't all
after
the people
January or so.
Weren't all the people behind that technology? Didn't they all quit or get fired?
What?
Yeah,
Get
a few
outta
of the
here.
key guys did. Well, they didn't like quit angrily. They were like, all right, I was hired to do this project and I'm done. So, now I'm
They're not done.
Yeah, but they
play
accomplished the server meshing to the extent that they were hired to do and wanted to do. I mean, these guys were like, programming rock stars, and they're like, all right, I did it. I'm off to do something else that interests me. Not everyone wants to work for CIG for their whole life. I know that sounds shocking, but it is true.
I mean,
It's
I
good to
get
throw on the
that,
resume.
but yeah, I don't want to say I'm not impressed with the server meshing because I am a little impressed, but it's still
I'm
short
super
of what it needs to be.
Compared
yeah,
to games like PlanetSide, I can see that. When you have the large scale battles.
Yeah, like we need if you're gonna do the regional,
Yeah, but the amount
shards
of
or whatever
space, the amount of structures, the amount of items that they're including in the server meshing is orders of magnitude greater than PlanetSide.
Yeah, but
I
it's
always
also been 20 years.
Yeah, but I always find it interesting. People want to compare it to other things where you're like, it's a totally different beast.
The current
Yeah,
system seems to work well enough.
The level of
doesn't it?
fidelity is a lot is a lot higher in SC, but there's still there's still a ways to go.
As you approach in the center of Pyro, as you're going towards like the exec, isn't there these server kind of hitches, barriers as you kind of migrate through the?
Yeah, they used to be a lot worse when they drop you out entirely, which thankfully they fixed that.
But that means the system's connect, theoretically working. That's it's almost a sub-shard, right? There are a subset of servers that could be running compartmentally. These different hangars that spin up, everything spins up naturally, and that would make it to where as you arrive, like if nobody else is there, you might just get put in with somebody else, right?
Instancing, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we need more of that. We need more instancing.
I mean, I guess I do compare it to PlanetSide in the fact that I do have faith that it can pull that off. It just needs ways to get people together once it does that.
Yeah,
Well, the best way to bring people together is make a rare resource that everybody wants to either use as currency or use as fuel or use as crafting material. Give people a reason to fight over stuff, and you won't have a hard time finding people.
But I would argue, why are we bringing people together? The game, I would like to see the game be able to stand on its own without other people.
Well, then why make an MMO?
No. I'm saying it's always about, it's got to be these big events. It's got to be people fighting over this resource constantly. But if you can't choose to sometimes spend time on your own and have that be like a fun and rewarding experience, I think that's a big weakness of the game as well. And I think that's one of the things that base building will really improve.
100%.
The game already strives at being alone. It works really well being alone. Yes,
it works way better in a group.
No, it does.
Yeah, it does.
I think you see a
all
lot
these
of complaints
sandbox
from people who
activities
say
are
that there's nothing to
group-based.
do by yourself. I disagree. I think being alone is fine, but you do see a lot of people talking about that.
There's
no personal growth. There's no Wiki.
Right,
You've been playing a lot of Dune, and you've been playing a lot of Dune with us, like with the group. But you've been playing a lot of Dune on your own for sure. And you said like the story in Dune was the best, and now you have like a second character, and you're doing that mostly by yourself. Like you've put how many hours into that game, mostly alone. And Star Citizen, I think,
Blanche latte,
whatever that was, and Star Citizen, I think, needs to replicate that kind of like if I go into Star Citizen alone, I like to mine, I enjoy it, but I'm not gonna do it for like 2 hours because I don't have like a goal to work toward.
All you can grind is money.
All you can grind is money, and then all you can buy with money are ships. And frankly, I bought the ships I want with my hard-earned real-world money, so I don't need money for anything in Star Citizen, literally.
But what if you fought for territory? What if you had the territory that you are fighting for? You turn Daymar into Hurston territory or some bullcrap like that. Like you could fight for that, and then they back your ass up.
That's what we're saying, bro.
The point I was trying to make in Star Citizen is fine, is it works fine alone, is on your own, and being alone is you don't have to participate in anything. You can just get in your ship, pick a direction, go that way, do whatever you want. Go to this area, go to this planet, mine this, participate in this, don't participate in it. There's I mean, it works just fine. You don't have to interact with anybody.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't even have to log into the game. You can just sit in front of your computer and stare at a black screen.
Well, that's not the point I'm trying to make. As far as playing the game, you can choose to not participate in that. The reason I'm bringing it up to be you want to bring people together is because there's conflict. And once there's conflict and there's a reason to have conflict, there's a reason to mine, there's a reason to get territory. Once that becomes part of the experience, I think there will be a lot more interaction between the players. Their sides will be chosen. Or you can choose not to participate in that activity. You can just keep doing whatever you're doing, and maybe a market will evolve, and you can figure out a way to monetize your time in game if you want to, and sell your goods that you've mined or crafted or whatever. Or you can decide, oh, I really want to participate in this group activity to try to get the fangs, get the pearls, or maybe hold that territory, because if I can hold that territory and defend it, there's a rare resource there that I need to extract from the ground, and let my industrial players go in and do industrial gameplay, while my more PvP focused players, whether it's FPS or ship combat, they're satiating their need to play that type of gameplay. In other words, there's a role for everybody, but you have to have that conflict. That conflict is the driver, and that's like that in a lot of MMOs and a lot of games.
But I would argue that the conflict is, a conflict is part of it. Obviously, it's a big part, but more importantly, is that progression, right? Like if we're fighting over resources, if we're fighting over special currencies and things, what's the point? Like there's got to be some other way to progress, and I think that's what the promise of the base building, of the manufacturing, and even of the the organization rewards and that sort of system. That's what that can really provide. Because like I'm a person, I don't know, I've participated in tons of worm hunts and other events, and I pretty much never take the special currency. I'm just not interested, because it's just you just use it to buy a ship or a new vehicle, and I'm like, I mean, I can grind for that in some other way, or I don't really need it. But if I could actually grind a rep that persisted and really meant something, or if I could stockpile valuable resources with my org, which could then be shared towards building bases or getting special ships like that the whole org can use, like that's something that is worth the time. That's worth the conflict. So like the conflict is good. The conflict in and of itself is entertainment, but we need that progression to really lock people into it.
Well,
Like you can hit a beacon that calls in a couple of those factions that you have really good rep in, and then they call in some backup for you.
that'd be cool.
No one's coming to help you, Anubis.
I know.
Frontier fighters.
Oof.
The one thing we're missing in Star Citizens, as far as Emma, we don't have a skill system. There's no skills to learn. There's no skills to grind. Skill is actual skill. How well you shoot in FPS,
good.
how well you fly, or and that's earned through play. The more combat you do, the better you're going to probably get at it.
I like that about it. A lot of people like that about it.
Yeah, of course. But what you're describing is a rep system that actually works, or I'm hoping what we don't get is, like, now we're getting all the script. There's another currency that I do not like that. I hate that myself.
Especially because it gets abandoned. Like as soon as they bring out the new one, people abandon it and go to the new one.
Well,
and part of that is, again, because there's no real economy. There's no real progression. If there was, people would still be doing Hathor like crazy, right? If the Hathor gems or whatever really mattered, like if you could use that to produce, a much better power plant for your ship, then there would always be a reason to go back there.
It wouldn't even have to be a much better power plant. It would just have to be slightly better.
Just slightly, right. But right now it's abandoned. It's like, okay, Hathor was cool, but now there's something new. Now you go. It used to be you had to bring a group like we're doing with the Worm. Now it's possible to do Hathor solo. Not saying that's always the case, but it's possible now. When before it was like, no, you got to bring the org, because everyone's off to the shiny and new. And I think, I mean, obviously they're not doing this on purpose to hurt themselves, but it definitely, the lack of a progression, the lack of something else to pool all this into and connect it to, definitely hurts their own efforts. They put tons of effort into Hathor, and it's cool as shit. but now they've got to produce something new. They got to keep people interested by just doing something new to push that conflict towards, right? To get people together and get something exciting happening. Whereas they'd be much better off if we just had an economy and something to sink all this into where it actually brought you back.
Yeah,
You
loops.
still need Hathor mats for Wicklow, but Wicklow's not enough of a. He's not enough of a progression. So it's weak. It's weak.
There's a pun
Have
there
they
I'm
fixed the
missing.
exec hangars where the ships are now spawning with the correct parts, or did they
That's the next
retroactively?
The
Are they
next
going to
patch.
Are they retroactively fixing the ships that were
We don't
rewarded?
know.
I
They
think I
should.
saw something that said that they were not going to because they didn't have a way to do that, supposedly.
I
Which
mean,
I'm
they
like,
only developed the game.
right, I'm like, well, the ship is listed in my hangar as the whatever the PY whatever exec edition. Wouldn't it be easy to just go in and
let me
change the loadout of
translate
all
that.
those?
Let me translate this for you. That would cost some development time, aka money. So no, we're
Yeah.
not going to be doing that.
They're just running it through AI like everybody else is with programming nowadays. No one's wasting time. You crunch 6 months into a week now. That's why the patches are coming out so quick. They're just running it through AI. I mean, if you're not, then you're behind, honestly.
I don't.
Scary
It's just how
thought.
it is.
I'm legit. So I'm legit using AI, and Tav is too. We're using AI, and we have our own little projects, like little video game projects.
Xbox.
There is a
It is AI
I've changed.
sucks. AI cannot think. Let me tell
I think
you,
it's terrible.
it cannot. It cannot think. It cannot identify a problem effectively. It cannot think about the possible issues with the own code that it's written itself. So
There's limitations. There are severe limitations. There's a lot of limitations.
I've been learning how to use Unity with this project I'm doing that I'll announce when I'm ready to. I've been using AI. I've been using AI to do the scripting. But an AI can write a script, and the script can be, functional and good enough, but it'll have some errors or this or that. And it can't match what it's already written in the script with the steps that need to be taken in the Unity backend, in the Unity system. So like it'll do something twice and it won't know that it did something twice. And then I'll be like, why is this happening twice? And it won't know. And I'll have to figure it out.
So
you gotta know what you're doing.
We're just iterations away from that.
You have to have some idea of how the systems work and what they're doing to identify the problems. If you identify the problem, and if the problem can be solved in scripting, and then you say, hey, here's my problem, fix the script to solve this problem, AI, it can do it. ChatGPT can do it. Maybe it'll do it in 2 times. Maybe it'll come up with an error at first, but it'll fix it. And it'll do it much quicker than like a human being will be able to do it. So there is like a certain benefit there. But that's just because like it's a scripted thing. It knows how to read that language and it can do that over and over. It's not a thinking thing. It's a language learning model, and it's learned the language of scripting. It's the same thing that if you asked it to write a sentence in German or in another language, it could just do it because it can translate the words, because it can just it like knows the language instantly because it's a computer, right? And it can translate. That's kind of all it's doing. It's not like there's no thinking happening, not really.
Instead of scouring forums, instead of trying to Google these things and read through documentation that you've read through 15 times and it's still not explaining it properly, it just puts it all together and tells you how it works. And then,
maybe
work there.
It
Depends on the model you're using. Better models will tell you how it works.
When I hear AI as it's being used in this context, all I hear is regurgitation engine. Because basically that's all it's doing. It's regurgitating a bunch of shit that it's found in a database that we call the internet, of or whatever access to the internet it has. At first they wouldn't let him on the internet. Now they let him on the internet. These regurgitation engines, and basically it will also make the same mistakes other people have made and have posted online, and you can see that sometimes in code. It writes code with errors in it because these are the examples it found that had these errors impregnated into them.
Exactly. I was like, how is this code have errors? When I first started using it, I was like, what? And then I realized it's just like regurgitating stuff, exactly what you're saying. So
it's a plagiarism machine. That's just what AI is these days.
Well, when it comes to code, that's a little bit
holistically.
different.
It's not thinking about your instance. It's not thinking about
at all
the different assets and variation. Yeah, it's not taking all of that into account. Many times,
think of it like
just doing what you specifically asked it to do, and it's forgotten about the larger picture.
It's a child.
It's like a search engine, just more advanced is really what it is. It's collating all the information and putting it together for you.
Yeah.
And it has diagnostic features because it knows how to read its own code. You can have it review itself and things like that and run. There are ways to work it a little bit better, but you have to know what you're doing. You still have to know about coding, but it's also one of those things where you get error exception at X039C on memory block A03 blah blah. When you're compiling, and you throw it in there and it tells you exactly what that means. It's not hours of trying to figure out what that meant.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've had dozens of errors and it fixes them most of the time right away. But then there'll be some other issue that it, in order to fix that error code, it messed something else up. Right. I forgot I wanted everything to be blue still or something like.
And in my field, it's like embedded systems, like it's essential, especially when you're working with like merging that software with the hardware and it helping you diagnose issues like, the MCU not being able to keep up with certain serial outputs and things like that. It helps a lot.
Yeah. Well, we've gotten far away from Star Citizen in these last 10 minutes.
It always happens.
Indeed.
I wonder why.
I don't have an answer for you. I don't know.
Because Star Citizen is what it is, man. It's limited. It's very limited.
It's very limited.
How dare you?
Yeah, well,
does it need more sand?
It needs more Lux, as in Cruz Lux.
We could almost do a whole episode, I think, on maybe different ways to play the game that maybe we're not playing now. Like that, and I'm not talking like full role play. I mean, that could be. I mean, obviously, it's an option, but like, there's other. I think more role defined stuff, and I just think there's different modes. I like the whole, what is it? The artifact hunts. I think that. What is it Murphy used to do and stuff like that.
Murphy's Minerals, man. That's some of the most fun things we did back in the day when Murphy came up with these scenarios for us to role play and play along with. And, he had scripted events that he put together. He had people helping. I mean, it was great fun. Imagine having players that are like NPCs, but they're actually they're under control of a player, and it was great because you had to interact with somebody, and everybody knew in the back end at the back end of it all, it was somebody we knew that was playing a scenario out, but it was just great
D&D.
fun.
Yeah.
It was basically it was role play, but it wasn't hard role play. If you get what I'm saying, we not everybody didn't talk in a funny voice or in character.
Why not? Well, everyone wants to date funny voices.
Oi!
But
It does
Oh,
come
boy,
out.
my voice ain't
Okay.
funny.
Yeah.
but
Oh,
we had
I
a
got
great time
5
doing it.
worm eggs here.
I was born with this voice.
Like, it
I
could be
don't
something
know
as
what
simple
you're
as like I'd love
saying.
to start like if I was doing it maybe an event that would be where everyone just mutes Discord. Now that of course I say that now that I finally got my proximity chat working, but just to try to see a whole set of missions or that we kind of build ourselves and just see if we can make it all work.
Then I'd have
Well-
to set what my button is for comms.
Yeah, or you
Dune
can type in the party
Dune-
chat, the ship chat.
Dune has proximity voice, and hardly anybody ever uses it.
It's true.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But we're if one of the benefits of the community is you could try a fun, different styled event and see how everybody likes it. I've tried it once before, and I had a total blast with it. It's one of my favorite Star Citizen
Well,
maps.
the thing is you got to have people's buy-in. Like if you want people like if you want things like proximity voice comms to work, you need to get rid of text chat. That has to go away. Then people are forced to use in-game voice.
That's a good
You know?
point.
Get rid of global. Get rid of all text chat. If
Right.
you want to write a text chat, you have to walk to a terminal, write a message to somebody. It gets
that's
sent to
definitely more
them.
role play. Yeah.
I mean, that's if you want that. That's
Well,
if there's
Global
other
definitely needs to
options.
die, but there's no way they're going to get rid of text chat entirely.
I know they're not.
Not everyone's
I
going to use voice. That's like
I understand that, but again, if you want people to participate in a system, you have to kind of force the hand.
Right.
You
I
know how
just
many
think there's
people
other ways
can't
around
talk?
it with the ship
Then
party
those are
chat.
mutes. That's what we call mutes.
And
No, because they're
okay.
gonna wake up their mom or something, and then they'll get in trouble, so they can't do it.
there's a lot
Listen,
of people who wouldn't
This
want to
sounds
use
pretty
voice.
personal, Anubis.
If there's a lot of
No.
people, there's not a lot of people who are going to wake up their mom playing Star Citizen. I can tell you that right now.
There's
It's all a
plenty
bunch of
of
old dudes.
It's like they don't want to wake up the wife who's sleeping. There's
My
a lot
wife,
of
if she
reasons.
wakes up, that's
Yeah,
her
tons of
problem.
reasons.
I'm gonna tell her you
But it
said
would
that.
be cool. I like
Well, you're
the
just
added
making excuses.
sim
you're
of
just
it if
you're
we
just
have
helping
text.
make the excuse of why not to use proximity chat. So why should we even develop it? So if you're just going to make
No,
excuses of
that's
why you don't want to use it,
I'm saying they need to go the other way. They need to add player tags and clan tags, onto people so you can actually see who the hell's in front of you, 6 feet away from you. Like, who is that guy? I don't know who that is. Oh, I can invite him to be a friend.
That's
know what that-
Joe
Or a party.
Wiggle Arms. Joe Wiggle Arms here with a cowboy hat.
and that's
You
that's
know?
the road where you go down to the Zergs. If everybody
Toy
can
Story?
identify, yeah. If you can identify everybody, everybody just they're going to choose their color and they're going to be part
Purple.
of that Zerg.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell
But if
yeah,
you're-
do that.
I don't do that. That's boring.
Oh.
Dude,
I'd
I want to
say-
see like, oh shit, like Grim Hex is like Red Scar territory or something like that. Like they're always hanging out there because you see them there.
Why do we have to have the garbage places always? Can we have someplace nice?
Microtech? No, please.
You know?
No,
Fresh air.
obituary.
There's nowhere really nice in Star Citizen. That's a different.
Microtech.
topic.
Microtech's gorgeous. Love it.
Orson
It's
is
cold
is
as
beautiful.
shit, bro. Oh,
Yeah, I love
Orson's beautiful.
snow.
Orson's beautiful.
Speaking
but
of snow, we're getting dynamic snow.
are
Oh
we?
yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, in 3.3.
Oh, you
Three-
should be slipping all around. It'd be awesome.
And I pick
Wait,
it up, make a
3.3.
snowball, and throw it at you.
4.3.
So that's a
Hold
on.
no. Okay, so not dynamic.
Oh,
It's dynamic in the weather pattern not being like a set weather pattern, like the rain.
So we have blizzards or something
Unbelievable.
more intense
the-
weather. That'd be cool.
the Inuit have over like
Missed
30 words for
opportunity.
snow. That's dynamic, bro.
Mm.
The Inuit, they're the Eskimo. But you're not supposed to say that anymore. It's Inuit. And They got a lot of words.
Where
for
did the
stuff.
word Eskimo come from?
Probably a candy bar or something. I don't know.
You mean the ice cream?
Something like that. It was a bunch of white people who made it up for sure. Eskimo.
So we get snow. Is this next one? Is this the ladder? I saw this little video on the ladder, and I was like, "Well, I'll be."
Oh yeah,
damned.
the dynamic ladder.
Ladder V2.
Can I tell you about Ladder V2? I was playing Call of Duty the other day. I also have Ladder V2 in Call of Duty.
Hmm.
I don't want to. I
Well,
don't want to like. But
You ain't got no
not
spaceships in Call of Duty, so we get ladder V2 now in Star
Yeah,
Citizen.
yeah, it's true. It's true. I understand it, but it's like cool, neat.
But yeah, they should have that. They should have like you can run down to a
Standard
battlefield and
AAA thing.
register for like the standings, and people can see who the top dog in the battlefield is right now. Like, I don't know. There's game.
What are you talking about, Anubis?
So
Ways to get
Eskimo-
people involved.
Eskimo means snowshoe netter, or one who nets snowshoes.
One who nets snowshoes.
That's that was a native word in the Inuit.
Oh, there you go.
And the French first started using it, so supposedly.
So some French guy was hanging out with an Inuit guy, and
So
the
I don't
Inuit
know.
guy
So is
pointed
that-
at one of them and said Eskimo, and that guy was knitting snowshoes. And the French guy didn't make the connection that it was just the dude knitting the snowshoes. He was like, "Oh, they're all Eskimo." He started using it. Same thing happened with oatmeal.
I think Duke's going to drop, but thanks for stopping by, dude.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Oh,
I'll
Duke,
catch
are you
you next
leaving?
Always good to have you.
I gotta
Well,
leave.
Yeah,
Duke-
Yeah.
All
He's
right,
too good
Duke.
for us now.
Duke, anything you want to say to CIG, Chris Roberts, or the people on the internet?
No.
All right, have a good day tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye. Wow. Okay, we've lost one. This is the longest show we've ever done.
Really? Why?
Almost.
How?
2 hours. I normally cut it at an hour and a half. I've had enough.
Just rolling.
But
Just get
today,
furious after a while.
well, we've touched a lot of ground.
But no grass.
But no grass. Well done, Anubis.
That's good.
If you guys feel like this is it, I mean, once Duke leaves,
I mean, we can. I mean, if we're coming up on our longest episode, I mean, is this an appropriate time to? I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
well, we rarely do what's appropriate.
This is
Clearly.
true.
We can touch on paleoanthropology again.
Ooh, I have a degree in that, but we will stop with this for now. We will end the show today.
We have
And
fun
we'll do-
stuff, and let's start with the next. We're doing fun stuff for the next episode. We're gonna try something interesting.
Yeah, probably not next week. No,
The week after.
The week after. So we're gonna take a break next week, unless something amazing happens.
What's the week after next week?
It's just another week. It's these
Okay.
things as you get older, they just kind of blend together.
Time just keeps flowing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I didn't realize just how accelerated it would start to get after a while. And you're like, oh, 5 years? That's no big deal. Whatever.
Legitimately, yeah.
Yeah.
Months are like nothing now. I have a friend I tried to call today. I tried to call yesterday. I haven't talked to him in months, maybe a year, and he didn't pick up. And then he called me back earlier, and I saw I missed his call, and I was like, meh, I'll call him next week.
No, you won't.
I will. Anyway, Open Comms Radio. If you've made it this far, thank you guys for stopping by. If you made it this far, you're probably asleep.
Yeah, they made it to the existential point of the show.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Now we did the ASMR.
Oh. Can you hear that?
And that's all.
Did you like that?
Yep. Nope.
That actually was pretty good.
That was my
That's how you
tongue.
end the show.
All right, hold on. Wait, let's do it.
I don't.
Is he hitting the bong?
No, it's my.
Yes.
I don't want to.
That's what
have
hitting a
one.
bong sounds like.
Yeah, that's totally what.
Hello,
Hitting a dong.
if you like ASMR, join us.
He's trying to keep
Comms
us.
Radio After Dark.
This has
Are you
become
trying
very
to not wake
uncomfortable.
up your wife?
Yep. Thanks everybody for stopping by. It was.
This
Is that why you're
Leatherhead.
on
talking
the
low?
show?
I'm not wearing a bra.
We're losing.
That's all, folks.
I can edit them out in post, and it can
I
just be
said
you
that's
and
all,
me.
folks.
So, Cosmic Hobo, you are our
Yep.
first guest today. Anything you want to say to CIG, Chris Roberts, or the people on the internet?
Give us some good war bonds for the next patch.
All right, that was Cosmic Hobo looking for some good war bonds for the next patch. Lord Anubis, anything you want to say for war bonds? What the fuck are you talking about, Hobo? The fuck? I wasn't really. What the fuck? What did you think this is?
For my chains.
The fuck is this a Helldivers thing?
No, he needs to
no.
spend more money. He hasn't
No,
spent enough money on Star Citizen this month, so he's looking at a deal.
It's the ops and saving money.
But you're still spending.
I know.
Saving money on digital spaceships.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? People buy like model ships that they put in their office and they just look at them. You get to fly yours around.
Exactly.
It's actually a really good point, Lord Anubis. Lord Anubis, anything you want to say to CIG, Chris Roberts, or the people on the internet?
Just give us the ability to make things matter. That's all. Just needs to be alive. Just a little bit. Yeah, aliens. It's a space game. I mean, I don't know how much they plan. You know, I mean, their things change every year, but just give us a way to like actually make our way.
Wicket, anything you want to say to CIG, Sandy Roberts, or the people on the internet?
Sandy, Chris, Jared, whoever's listening. I know you're not listening. You're ignoring us. Communication.
They're into ASMR.
Communications. I've been playing a competitor of yours, and any little thing they communicate, and they're straightforward. They spell it out exactly what happened, what went wrong, what they're going to do to fix it. It's a breath of fresh air. You guys have been doing this now for 12, 13 years. Stop talking at us, start talking to us in a more concise and direct manner. Stop hiding behind a bunch of nonsense. Just if something's broken, just say it. It's broken. We're working on it. You know, not all this double talk all the time or just ignoring issues. Thank you.
Yeah, Sig, listen to the words of the immortal Nissan Altima.
The fuck are you talking? Anubis, you had
It's a
your
Dune.
time.
Never mind. No one's
What the
watched Dune. Nissan, I'll get you. Shut up.
Nissan Altima.
can't.
Nissan
I
Altima.
can't. I'm sorry.
Anubis, that sucked so hard.
They're not all
Does it
winners.
rhyme?
They're gonna
In fact,
push you
90%
off.
of them
You're gonna get pushed off the couch and put in the naughty
Oh
corner.
my
We're
god,
shrinking the
bro!
couch.
But
Where's the
Unbelievable.
lever to shrink the couch?
What? Okay, Tav, we did it again.
I just
We
felt
did it.
like it just does retract, doesn't it? Look at that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Welcome to the floor.
Welcome
is
to
that
gravity in
Gore-Tex?
space.
Is it Gore-Tex or what is it made of?
You'll never know.
One of these days, I'm going to lose control of this show.
One of these
Okay.
days.
One of these days,
we are careening.
we are careening. We are off our axle. All right, Tav, we did it again. Number, what's this, 23?
Sure.
22 by my count.
Well, your count's wrong.
He
Did you
lives in
count?
Gaslight.
There's one episode. Here's the thing. There's one episode missing from the YouTube podcast list, and I don't know which one it is. And every week I'm like, oh, I should figure out what it is and just put it on the list. But
It was banned, and you know why. We can't speak about it.
Well, spicier ones.
The
Those of you down
organization
there.
said so.
Well, Tav, it's about time. Play us out.
We dun 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 dun.
Would it be pop?
See, we need like get somebody on percussion. We could make this a whole thing, you know. Anyway, thanks.
Dun, 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 dun.